Hi, Dr. Nicola Dellinger here. And before I jump in, I'm just going to name I'm feeling pretty tender this morning. It's been a pretty rough week, honestly, personally, with some real relationship challenges and things that have been hard and taken me to a lot of places of sadness and grief and shame. And so, what I wanted to do is hop on just to name that even though I preach pleasure and connectivity and all of these things, life still happens, right? We still have days where, or weeks, or situations where things get hard and dark. And I just wanted to name that because I think you all see me generally pretty upbeat and positive and bringing cool messages and lessons that I've learned on the other side. Well, now I'm in it. So I'm here with you to just say, this happens to all of us, no matter how much work you're doing on yourself or how far along your path you've traveled. We still have these moments when we get down. What I'm here to tell you this time, for me, I've been doing it a little differently. And I just wanted to share those things with you so that you have some tools for when the next time you fall in the hole. Because what I hear, not just from my patients that I sit with, but definitely a voice in my head is like, oh my God, we're here again. Aren't we done with that part of ourselves? Aren't we done? Didn't we therapize the bejesus out of this and this part is just gone now? And no, it's not. So what do we do when we are revisiting a familiar, uncomfortable situation? First and foremost, it is give yourself permission to be there again. So that part of you that might come up and be critical or judging and saying, we should be past this, or we don't want this part here. You know, you can acknowledge that part and probably empathize with that part. Like, I hear you, I get that. And would you mind just stepping over to the side for a minute so I can tend to the part that's hurting or ashamed or embarrassed or scared or whatever that part is feeling. And so make plenty of room. And I would actually invite you to change your schedule so that you can create more space to be with yourself, because we tend to just bottle it up and lock it up and push it away until we can deal with it another time. And so if you can make space to be with what's here in the moment, that's ideal. We can't always do that. I get that. But if you could, or at least be aware that that might be helpful, that would be great. And then the other thing that I've been doing differently is that when we get caught in darker emotions or fears or beliefs, you know, old limiting beliefs, we can anchor into those and be like, here I am again, and it's because I'm no good, or I'm never going to get this, or I'm not fixed, or I'm unlovable, or fill in the blank, right? You know what your inner dialogue is. Maybe that's some of mine that I'm sharing. And that is some of mine that I'm sharing, not maybe. And so we can end up anchoring into that energy. But what I realized through this process this week is that there is a higher vibration of energy and love and light that I can choose to tap into, even when my system is having a heavier experience. And so what I've been doing to tap into that is really just closing my eyes and using my breath to call in light. And so I kind of imagine this like glittery, rainbowy, divine source of light. And I literally breathe that into my whole body. And that helps give me space to stay in and stay present to whatever's here, which I think is really, really important, because a lot of times I will find that I get really contracted when something difficult or challenging comes up. And really I can use the breath and use that infinite divine source to just make more space and just ease my system as I'm moving through it and not get so tight around what's happening. And then when I can use my breath to do that, it really, really helps. Sometimes I'm in a place where I can't even access that imagery of the light. And so I will use either the sun, which is what I used this morning when I was dancing at Nia, to kind of bring in that light. Sometimes I'll light a candle and bring in that light. Sometimes I use external cues to help me get there when I'm having a hard time accessing that on my own. And it sounds so simple, but I promise you, it is deeply profound, because that's what's actually allowing me to hop on a camera today and share this with you, which I hope is relevant, and be more in my process of what this is, what this means to me, and not get so caught in my head of making myself wrong or making my partner or my son wrong, or whatever the places our analysis can take us to move us away from the pain. Simply breathing in more light, breathing in more space has been critical. And even though I'm moving through something really big, I feel okay because I'm staying anchored in myself. And when the world is shifting around us and our tight relationships are feeling a little more tenuous because there's tension in the system, I feel safe and more at ease, even with all the swirling emotions, when I can anchor into me. So just want to say, first and foremost, that if you're going through something, you're not alone. It's the springtime. It's the energy where we're moving back up out of the darkness, out of the muck, and it's kind of messy. We want to clean out. We want to detox our bodies, which if you're interested, I'm going to be doing that later this month. Come on, join me. We want to clean our houses. We want to clean our emotions and fix our relationships, all of these things. So that's kind of the energy of the spring. And the spring is also associated in Chinese medicine with the organ of the liver, and the liver carries the emotion of anger and irritability. So it's not unusual for us to get really stirred up in these spring energies. I don't know a ton about astrology and kind of the movement of the stars and that sort of thing. But I'm sure Mercury's in retrograde somewhere or something like that, which contributes to communication being difficult. But really just being aware of that energy of the spring, and then being like, okay, I've got a little more space for myself and whatever's going on here. So hopefully, and using those tools of making time and space for yourself, and then using breathing in light to kind of illuminate those dark spaces is going to be really, really helpful. I would love to hear your feedback and know that you've practiced it or tried it on and how it felt to you, because again, this has been something that has been invaluable to me, and I've really been practicing more over the past number of months. So hopefully that's a tool that you can access no matter how dark or scary some of the places we go in our lives can be. So anyway, sending all of you so much love, and myself too, and look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye.